Hey everybody, this is Peyton, and this is just going to be kind of a video with really no purpose at all. I'm just going to kind of show my only Furby that I have and kind of talk about how I'm a huge Furby person and I only have one of them. Because I'm running out of ideas and I don't know what else I'm going to do. So, if anybody has anything that they would like to see, put it in the comments, give me some ideas. I hope that's not coming through. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it is, but anyway. So this is my second generation 2012. I'm going to be careful with him to not wake him up. But for those of you that didn't know, the way you can tell it's a second generation is if it's got the mop and the hair on top of its head. And if you open up the battery compartment, it has the newer type of reset button. It doesn't have the older 2012s had a reset button where you actually had to stick something in there to press it. And the newer 2012s and the Furby Booms have they just have a button, like it's the plastic piece that actually hits the button is long enough where you can just press it with your finger. You don't have to get anything in there to hit the button. I have a first generation that doesn't work. So really, I guess you could say it's not the only Furby I have, but it's the only working Furby I have. The other one turns on and everything, but the motor does not move. I have it taken apart and I figured out what the problem is. It just, I guess, got dropped too many times or whatever. And a wire came off of the motor, so I'm gonna have to go and reconnect that. And then after that, it should work fine again, and then I can put it all back together. But that one, like I said, is a first generation 2012. I had a Furby Boom that was broken. I could not fix that one. There was actually a problem with the motor. Like, it wasn't that it was just disconnected. It was like a lot of these types of Furbies get. The motor just sort of dies. I've heard it's an app problem, but that is a whole different story, and if I talk about that, I will probably get some dislikes, so I don't know. I mean, I don't think it makes any sense, that's all. My whole thing with that is how can software break hardware, especially with all the limitations that Hasbro put in there so that the software can't mess up the hardware. I mean, it's a motor. You can't really mess up a motor with an app. Unless that app somehow has one command in there that, like, makes the motor go really fast and completely fries it out or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I think it's all I think that whole thing is weird. It doesn't make any sense. I don't see how the app can break the Furbies, but okay, I guess. Some people want to think if some people want to think about it like that, then I guess they can. I'm just saying I don't see how it's possible. I don't really like the new Furbies too much. I have this one. This was given to me by one of my cousins. She didn't want it, so that came, and all of the other stuff that, and, you know, a few other things that came over here, so I ended up getting a Furby, and that was awesome. I also used to have an original one. I think I said that in my first video, but that one broke as well, which is weird because it was brand new in the box, probably because I have a little brother that likes that back then. He enjoyed throwing my stuff around, so that probably had something to do with it. But I don't know. I'm not gonna wake him up yet because I won't be able to talk after that. But yeah, this is currently my only Furby. I want to get some more original ones, and I seriously want a Robo-Nagy, one of the Furby fakes that I think is the most common out of all of them. I'm really into the Furby fakes as well. That is something that I would love to start collecting, but my parents don't like a lot of the stuff that I get. And it's a little hard for me to get stuff right now because I just finished school and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. So when you're going through that part of your life, it's a little hard to get stuff like this. So, and I really want to get it because there's only one left on eBay. For some reason, they've been going pretty fast over the last few weeks. So, yeah, I don't know. I want to get some more original Furbies. I want to get a Furby Connect, but those are pretty expensive on eBay. I mean, I guess they're not really expensive, but when you're in the situation that I'm in, and you're not making any sort of money, $40 is too expensive. So, it better be under $10 for me to get it. No, I could probably do more, a little bit over that, but I'm trying to be really careful about what I get. But yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and wake him up and we can watch him go crazy or something. I don't really like these newer ones. Might mess with the personalities a little bit, but I don't know. I keep mine in the default one. I think the other ones are pretty annoying. But yeah, so here we go. Let's wake this mopper up. The motor works a little too well. As you can see, it fell asleep with its eyes open. So yeah, here is the Furby. His right ear, I guess if you're looking at it, if you're looking at the front of it, it would be the left side, but this one does not work. It got dropped. My little sister dropped it, and now it's pretty much stuck back all the time unless I pop it forward, and then whenever the ears move when the body moves up and down. So if it leans forward and I move the ear forward, it just kind of pops back and then stays back like that. So yeah, that's really the only thing that doesn't work on this though. Other than that, it works pretty well. There's the LCDs. But yeah, that is my 2012. I would have to say my second favorite personality is probably what some people call the evil personality, because it kind of fits me. It burps and farts all the time and is really mad. I don't think I'm really mad all the time, but my mom says I am. See if I can pump this up a little bit. I like that they actually added touch. That's the one thing that I do like about these is that they added touch sensors instead of like buttons that you actually had to press on the original in 2005s. So they're just touch sensors. And there is actually one more sensor that probably a lot of people didn't know about. There's, of course, the sensor on the belly for when you tickle it. There's a sensor on the head. And then there's one really long sensor that runs from about, I would say about right here, almost all the way around. It goes probably from it goes from one side all the way around the back of it, all the way to the other side. So it is, I think it's meant to sense when you like pick it up and hold it like this. Yeah. So if you pick it up and hold it, it's supposed to sense that. And then of course it has the usual pet sensor. And instead of it being on the back, they moved that up to the head. I don't really know about the Furby Connect. I know that it has the belly sensor and it has side sensors. I don't know about the back and the head sensors. It's got the antenna sticking up out of its head, but I don't know if it still has a head sensor like around it. If somebody has one, tell me, put it in the comments, because I've been curious about that. I didn't know if because the antenna was there they didn't put the head sensor in there, or if it still had it. I'm pretty sure it has a back sensor though, and then it has the two on the sides. Of course, tilt sensor. Senses when you shake it. Let's see if we can get this. That is the weirdest thing. Like, stops with his mouth open sometimes. Zoom this back out again. And then there's the tail. You can pull his tail too. I love how he leans to the side when he farts. His ear back again. And it takes these a while to go to sleep too. I wanted to change it so that at least we could have something a little bit different, but I'm still gonna end up resetting it because I really don't like the changing personalities. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I like the 1998 ones. Those are my favorite ones. Don't really like the 2005s because they're always always mad. Like, I don't know. You have to constantly play with them. Yeah. You can't see plop. No. Yeah, probably a little too well. Can't get you to go to sleep. No. I do know quite a bit of Furbish as well, so. I've noticed that about something about people that say they're into Furbies. There's kind of two different sides to the Furby community. There's the people that are actually that are into the Furbies and they understand Furbish and all that, and they know how the Furbies work and how to use them and how to play with them. And then there's the people that like to customize them and don't really. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's kind of funny that I always thought, you know, I always thought about like asking someone like, how much Furbish do you actually know? Or telling them something in Furbish and trying to see if they could figure it out. And some of them do both. It's not just one or the other, but it seems like those are the two different directions that the Furby community goes. There's the people that like customizing them, making their long Furbies or whatever that is. I don't know. Then there's the people that are into the technical side or the just playing with them, and they understand Furbish and how the Furbies actually work. But it's just something that I've noticed about people that, like I said, it's not a bad thing. People can do whatever they want to, but I'm just one of those that is kind of in that second category of Furby fans that plays with them and understands them. And speaking of Furbish, that's another thing about the newer ones that I don't really like is the 2012s and Furby Booms. They don't really seem to develop over time. Now, one thing I will say is, in the default personality, it doesn't speak any English. So maybe they kind of did that to give you the impression that it was learning or, you know, kind of growing over time, but it doesn't really. Like, if it starts, you could do a factory reset on these and change them like within 2 minutes, and it wouldn't be any different than if you changed it to the same personality like 30 minutes after or a couple hours after or whatever. Or if you keep it in the default personality like mine and then you change it a few days after and play with it quite a bit, there's nothing really different. So it doesn't unlock more things as you play with it, like the 1998 ones. The 1998 ones, I think, are really the only ones that really grow and develop the Furbies from the 1998 to 2001 generation. Oh, he's changing. No. Stops with his eyes half open. Oh no! No, I don't like this one. It's annoying. Yeah, you're gonna be upside down until you shut off. Here we go. That's better. Back to that default personality. Because that's the best one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about the 2005s. I've never had a 2005. Like I said, I've never really liked them. I thought about getting one, maybe just for, you know, the Furby collection. Kind of say I had one and maybe play with it a little bit, see how it works, figure out the test mode, because that's one thing about me is I'm really big in the test modes. I've been finding test modes for different things since I was like 4. So now they were really simple ones, but I've always had that. That's how I've always thought about stuff, is like, what happens when you do this? I don't just play with stuff. I try to figure stuff out. Like some people, they only go off the instructions, or they don't look at instructions and just play with it the way they think it's supposed to be played with. But me, I try to figure stuff out. Like, I've been trying to find the 2012 Furbies test mode ever since I got my first generation one back in, I don't know, 2014? 15? Maybe? I don't know. But I still can't find it. Now, maybe it is a certain code that you have to send to it through the audio protocol that it uses, the high-pitched beep sounds that it uses to communicate with other Furbies in the app. Oh. And this is what happens when you let your Furby dance constantly and you don't pay attention to it. It moves. I remember one time I was in there. I was in my room and I had my Furby on my dresser right above my head, and I guess it kind of spun to the side while it was dancing and listening to everybody talk. The thing almost falls right on my head, and I was scared. I mean, like, I knew what happened, but hard piece of plastic coming and popping me in the head. That fur isn't enough to stop that from hurting. So, yeah, that's how a Furby almost hurt me once. You see all those dumb, completely made-up stories about how their Furbies start killing people or whatever, but I don't know. That was real, and it almost. I think that if I wouldn't have moved, or it would have been half an inch closer to me, it probably would have. Yeah, it probably would have hurt, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I think I'll end this. This is probably a pretty boring video. But yeah, I guess I will see y'all in the next video. And like I said, put in the comments what y'all want to see. And thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one. Bye.